Hey there, Python Ninjas! Great to have you here for another exciting episode. Today, we are diving into the world of nested loops and the range function. Trust me, it's going to be as fun as trying to decide what to order at a buffet. Alright, let's get started with nested loops. A nested loop is like having a loop inside another loop. A nested loop runs all inner loop iterations for each outer loop iteration. To understand this, let's take an example. Imagine we are organizing a sports event with 3 teams and 3 players per team. So we have our teams Team A, Team B and Team C. And our players, Player 1, Player 2 and Player 3. Nested loop helps us iterate through each combination of teams and players. We start by defining 2 lists. Teams which contains the name of 3 teams, Team A, Team B and Team C. Next, we will define list players which contains the names of 3 players, Player 1, Player 2 and Player 3. Using nested loop to print out each player and their respective team. Here's an explanation of what is happening in the code. First, outer loop starts. Currently, value of team is Team A. Second, inner loop starts. So, for outer loop value Team A, inner loop values are Player 1, Player 2 and Player 3. And this will be our output. Similarly, the loop works for the second and third outer loops. And this is the final output. Next up, let's talk about the range function. The range function generates a sequence of numbers which you can use to iterate over in a loop. The range function is like a loop's best friend. It helps you specify the start, stop and even the step size of your loop. Start. The starting value of the sequence, inclusive. Its default value is 0 if not specified. Stop. The ending value of the sequence, exclusive. This means the loop will run up to but not include this value. Step. The amount by which the variable is incremented each iteration, defaults to 1 if not specified. Let's see it in action with a for loop. Example 1, basic usage. Here, range of 5 generates the output 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it starts at 0 by default and ends at 4 since stop value is given as 5, creating a total of 5 iterations. Example number 2, specifying start and stop values. Here, range of 1, 5 generates the output 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the start value is 1 and loop ends at 4 since stop value is 5, creating a total of 4 iterations. Example number 3, the last one, specifying start, stop and step values. Here, range of 1, 5, 2 generates the output 1, 3. It's because it starts at 1, ends just before 5 and increments by 2 each time. So the first value is 1 and it increments by 2, resulting in the next value being 3. It doesn't go further because the loop stops before reaching 5 and ends at 4. Easy, right? Now let's combine nested loops with the range function. Let's see the example. Time for code explanation. The outer loop runs from 1 to 3 and for each value of I, the inner loop runs from 1 to 3. This means for every single iteration of the outer loop, the inner loop completes its full range. Printing combinations like outer loop iteration 1, inner loop iteration 1, outer loop iteration 1, inner loop iteration 2. And so on, resulting in a total of 9 lines. So my fellow Pythonistas, go ahead and practice with nested loops and the range function. Try creating your own fun patterns and tables. It's a great way to make your code more efficient and, dare I say, elegant. That's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it with your friends and subscribe for more fun and engaging Python tutorials. Keep coding and exploring and I will see you in the next episode.